Hello my friends and welcome to Grim Reactions. I'm Erik and today we're watching Psycho from 1960. I've never seen this movie, but let's get one thing out of the way. I know of the twist. I don't think it's possible to exist in this world and not know that Norman Bates' mother is dead. I don't see how that's possible. I've seen references to the shower scene. I've never seen it in full. I've seen, there's been clips, of course. I don't know how you avoid that, really. But that's what I know. I don't know the story, the larger story, the story as a whole. And yeah, those two things are the things I know. Everything else, I have no idea. I don't know if I've seen a Hitchcock movie before this. Not to my knowledge, at least. So I'm very curious to see what this is like. I really have no idea whatsoever. So it's going to be interesting. So with that said, I don't really see much point in waiting around. Let's just dive into it. First of all, though, if you like what I do and you want to support me, there is a link in the description below for my Patreon. On my Patreon, you will find watch-alongs for this movie or any other movie I've done. And what that means is that I provide the reaction, I provide a timer and a countdown for when we start, but you provide your own copy of the movie. So if you're interested in that, or just supporting me in general, you can do so at the link in the description. In the description you can also find a link to my Discord server, so do come by if you feel like chatting. With that said, let's dive into Psycho. Whoa, nice stereo effect. Yeah, I'm curious about this. I really have no idea what to expect. Friday, December 11th. Okay. See, here's the thing. I really enjoy scary movies. But I don't get very affected by them. I wish I did. Because I used to really enjoy that feeling. So I'm hoping, I have high hopes.
I better get back to the office. These extended lunch hours give my boss excess acid.
You're taking the rest of the afternoon off. Friday anyway, and hot.
Yeah, it's Arizona.
Checking out time is 3 p.m. Hotels of this sort aren't interested in you when you come in, but...
Oh, I love her voice. I love her voice. It's very seductive.
We can even have dinner. But respectably.
And after the steak, did we send sister to the movies, turn mama's picture to the wall?
Sam.
Oh, how inappropriate. We mustn't.
Marion, whenever it's possible, I want to see you. And under any circumstances, even respectability.
Aww. A nice guy, seems like.
I sweat to pay off my father's debts and he's in his grave. I sweat to pay my ex-wife alimony and she's living on the other side of the world somewhere.
Oh, tortured individual.
Oh, Sam, let's get married.
Yeah. And live with me in a storeroom behind a hardware store in Fairvale.
Well, didn't she have a house?
Go out and find yourself somebody available.
I'm thinking of it.
No, you aren't. You're joking with him.
You got a headache?
Oh, it'll pass. Headaches are like resolutions. You forget them as soon as they stop hurting.
Ah!
My mother's doctor gave them to me the day of my wedding. Teddy was furious when he found out I'd taken tranquilizers.
Any calls?
Oh, for the night of your wedding, huh? 1960s was a very, very different time.
Do you know what I do about unhappiness? I buy it off. Are you unhappy?
Yeah, I wonder what he's saying right now, huh?
Now that's not buying happiness. That's just buying off unhappiness.
It's interesting, you know. I like his point of view on that. That he's not buying happiness, he's buying off unhappiness. Because like a lot of people who have money say that money can't buy you happiness. But if you have money, you don't have to worry about a lot of problems that a lot of people worry about. Sure, you get other problems that you need to worry about, but it's got to be a lot of peace of mind to know that you'll always have you'll always be able to afford rent or groceries, you know.
Flirting with you. I guess he must have noticed my wedding ring.
It didn't sound like he was flirting, really. It sounded more like he was trying to suggest that she was for sale.
I have a slight head.
You go right on home, because me and your boss are going out and get ourselves a little drinking done.
Again shirtless, huh? Weren't you supposed to put that money in the bank? Marion. Marion is not putting that money in the bank. Like, it's interesting to see what society looked like in the 60s when this was made. Because it's one thing to watch a movie that's made today about what life was like in a previous time period, but seeing something that's actually from that time period, because we have unconscious and conscious bias about most everything, really. And this is so if we make a movie today about what life was like in the 1960s in America, or what life was like in the 1960s in Sweden, for instance, then it will be colored by our conceptions of that time. This is not really affected by that in that way. It's a more honest reflection of the time.
What are you doing up here? Of course, I'm glad to see you. I always am. What is it, Marion?
Are you gonna go to him and like ask him to run away? Is the money for him? So he can pay off his debts? Oh no. Yeah, you were supposed to sleep off the headache. I mean, if you were gonna steal the money that you were supposed to drop off at the bank, if you're going to steal that money, then why do you care that he saw you there? If the money doesn't show up in the bank and you go to work, he's going to have questions for you. And if the money doesn't show up in the bank and you don't show up to work, then he's not going to have very many questions. So there's no real reason to be apprehensive or scared if you see him when you saw him there. Maybe it's like a hit to the conscience or something. Like it's a reminder that what she's doing is wrong. Maybe that.
Hold it there. You slept here all night?
Yes. As I said, I couldn't keep my eyes open.
There are plenty of motels in this area.
Yeah, but that's the responsible thing to do.
Is anything wrong?
Of course not. Am I acting as if there's something wrong?
Frankly, yes.
Yeah, you are acting like you have a guilty conscience. Very dramatic music. Don't freak out about that now. Just... Where is he gonna go? Here you go. Now you can breathe. Just calm down a little. She does have a very striking face. Very pretty. Man, when I see this, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch how different things used to be. Like, why is he after? Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense that he's after her a bit because he felt that something was wrong.
I'm gonna treat you so fair and square that you won't have one human reason to give me.
Can I trade my car in and take another?
Do anything you've a mind to. Being a woman, you will.
Oh. She's just standing there waiting like a vulture.
You don't want the usual day and I have to think it over? You are in a hurry, aren't you? Somebody chasing you?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I was gonna say that I don't know why she is in such a hurry, really. But yeah, I do
Your car
I do understand it. She feels
700.
exposed with all that cash. She feels guilty and stuff. So I'm assuming she's going to see her boyfriend.
Out-of-state license and all. You got your pink slip and
I believe I have the necessary papers. Is there a ladies' room?
in the building.
That's a big water bills.
Is there anything so terribly wrong about making a decision and wanting to hurry? Do you think I've stolen my car?
Oh, ma'am.
But there is a cop standing there watching, like all the time. So I'm a bit concerned. So yeah, I mean, she is acting very suspiciously.
Hey!
Oh boy, almost forgot.
Here, please.
Why is he walking so slowly and so menacingly? The cop. I really like that.
Time I ever saw the customer high pressure the salesman.
I really like that. Like, you know, if you've done something stupid and you feel like everyone is watching you, it's kind of like that. Like, she feels like everyone is watching her. I don't know. It looks to us like looks like objective reality, but maybe it's her perception. Maybe she feels like everyone is watching her.
On Monday mornings.
Buzz me the minute she comes in.
Yes, because the money did not show up in the bank.
Her sister's going to do that. She's as worried as we are.
Oh, I'm really enjoying this.
Was the last I saw. Wait a minute.
No, you saw her.
Sometime later, driving. Carolyn, get Mr. Cassidy for me.
I'll get it back, and if any of it's missing, I'll replace it with her fine, soft flesh. I'll track her, never you doubt it.
Well then.
Sat there while I dumped it out. Hardly even looked at it. Planning and even flirting with me.
No, it was that. Now you're making up stories, dude. That was clearly the other way around. It is effective, man. It feels like slightly oppressive, you know? And the strings, of course, doesn't help. So this was in the before times, apparently, when there was actual rain in California. As in, not nowadays. So yeah, that was Norman. I've not been able to not know the twist. It's impossible to not know this twist, it feels like. But I will be like thinking about it from the perspective of Marion, how it looks to her.
We have 12 vacancies. 12 cabins, 12 vacancies. They moved away the highway.
Oh. Marie.
Oh, just the town will do.
Right?
Cabin 1. It's closer in case you want anything. Right next to the office. Just outside of Fairvale.
Am I that close to Fairvale?
15 miles.
I don't know how well known it is, but Norman Bates is based on one of the first serial killers, a man named Ed Gein, who I know about because of the Mudvayne song "Nothing to Gain."
Well, the
Great song, man. That whole album is fantastic.
stationery with Bates Motel printed on it in case you want to make your friends back home feel envious.
Oh, nice, nicely self-deprecating.
The bathroom.
Yeah. Well, if you want anything, just tap on the wall.
No. That's a mistake.
Bringing strange young girls in for supper. Go tell her she'll not be appeasing her ugly appetite with my food or my son.
That was the voice really carried. A real shouting match. I think there's still a lot of value in the movie, despite knowing the twist. I mean, you can't reduce one of the all-time classics of like horror cinema or thriller cinema, and just by knowing the twist, it's like it has no value. I don't buy that. No way.
What is the phrase? She isn't quite herself today.
She's very overbearing.
About it. I really don't have that much of an appetite.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Next to supper, we may as well eat it.
No, he's not allowed.
It might be nicer and warmer in the office.
Very shy boy.
You're very kind.
It's all for you. I'm not hungry. Go ahead.
No, you're being a little weird now.
You eat like a bird.
You know, of course.
See, now that's creepy.
I don't really know anything about birds. My hobby is stuffing things. You know, taxidermy.
Okay.
You know, needles, thread, sawdust. The chemicals are the only thing that cost anything.
A man should have a hobby.
it's just a funny idea. Sitting there with tons of stuffed birds and telling her, "You eat like a bird," and you know, I stuff things. You're like a bird, and there's tons of stuffed birds here.
Do you go out with friends?
No, he doesn't have any friends.
A boy's best friend is his mother. Mother met this man, and he talked her into building this motel. And when he died too, it was just too great a shock for her. She had nothing left.
Except you.
Yes, except you, Norman.
You understand? I don't hate her. I hate what she's become.
Wouldn't it be better if you put her someplace?
In a home?
You mean an institution? A madhouse? Put her in someplace.
Ooh. Crossed the line there.
People always mean well. They cluck their thick tongues and shake their heads and suggest oh so very delicately.
He's getting really worked up. Yes, take a breath, calm down.
She just goes a little mad sometimes. We all go a little mad sometimes.
Oh, yes. Yes, we all do, don't we?
And I'll have a long drive tomorrow, all the way back to Phoenix.
Really?
I'd like to go back and try to pull myself out of it.
Oh, she came to a realization. But, you know, it's not gonna go that way. We're listening to her, are we? Oh, no way. No way, dude. That's why he wanted her in the first cabin. So he could spy on her. See, here's the thing, Marion. Even if, like, yes, go back, but you did mess up. So it's not like you're gonna be able to pretend it didn't happen. Here it is. Be creepier. Are you okay? How badly were you stabbed? Yes, to protect her modesty. That's an extreme close-up. And she feels she can't. Like she wouldn't be able to call the cops or anything because of that. Because of that right there. It's a powerful case of split personality. Or schizophrenia, or I don't even know what the right term is. I mean, she can't be dead already, right? She's the hero of the story. I'm assuming she's fine because how else can the movie keep going? Yes, now Normal has to handle a young, pretty, naked girl who apparently was wearing underwear. I gotta admit, I'm really confused right now. Because everything that the movie is doing right now is telling me that she's dead. Is she actually dead? Wait, is she actually dead? How can the movie go on if she's dead? My mind is so blown right now. I am so confused. This isn't what's supposed to happen. I mean, how do I know what's supposed to happen? Yeah, okay, I'm convinced she's dead now.
I'm Marion's sister.
Sure, Lila.
Is Marion here?
Of course not.
Thank you.
Something wrong?
Yes, something is very wrong. You have no idea.
I was in Tucson over the weekend, and I haven't heard from her since. Not even a phone call.
Oh, I know who that guy outside is. It's Mr. Big Shots guy, because he said he was gonna get the money back.
What is it?
Let's all talk about Marion, shall we? My name is Arbogast, friend. I'm a private investigator.
Arbogast. Yeah, private PI.
Come up here on just a hunch and nothing more.
Not even a hunch, just hope.
Well, with a little checking, I could get to believe you.
I don't care.
Well, she's not back there with the nuts and bolts, but she's here in this town somewhere.
Man, I did not expect her to die.
12, in fact. 12 cabins, 12 vacancies. Candy?
No, thanks. Well, you see, I'm looking for a missing person. My name's Arbogast. I'm a private investigator.
Oh, Norman.
Did she stop here?
Well, no one stopped here for a couple of weeks.
Do you mind looking at the picture before committing yourself?
Commit myself.
Yes. Committing yourself to an insane asylum? Maybe?
We had a couple last week said if the thing hadn't been on, they would have thought this was an old deserted...
Well, you see, that's exactly my point. You said that nobody had been here.
Yeah.
Didn't even know that you were open.
Yeah.
Well, as you say, old habits die hard.
It's like you're hiding something. It's like you don't want people to come here.
You want to check the picture again?
Look, I wasn't lying to you, Mr.
Oh, I know that. I know you wouldn't lie.
Oh, Arbogast is good, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, now I remember.
Training and,
Did you make any phone calls or
No.
locally? Did you spend the night with her?
Oh, scandalous.
How would you know that you didn't make any phone calls?
Oh, well, she was very tired, and,
You're not doing very well under questioning.
And after she left, she didn't come back.
well, why should she?
This interrogation is really awesome. Oh, now that was very suspicious. Avoiding the first cabin.
Somebody sitting up in the window.
No, there isn't.
Oh, sure. Go ahead, take a look.
Oh, that must be my mother. She's an invalid.
Now, if this girl, Marion Crane, were here, you wouldn't be hiding her, would you? Not in...
Ooh.
But she didn't fool my mother.
Well, then your mother met her.
No, as I told you, she's confined.
Yes, but just for a few minutes, that's all. There might be some hint that you missed out on.
No, you're not gonna...
I think I've talked to you all I want to.
Yes, but
So,
just for
I think it'd be much better if you left now. Thanks.
work, if you let me talk, or if I... Would I need a warrant for that, too?
Sure.
Oh, that was a major sore point. Like, this must have been such a mind freak when it was revealed that his mother was dead all along. That he was playing his mother.
Marion was up here. Yeah, she spent last Saturday night at the Bates Motel. It's right out here on the old highway. I even know what cabin she was in. It was number 1. Well, I did question him, believe me, but I think I got all there was to get.
No, you did not.
All right, see you in about an hour, or less. Up.
Oh, this is not gonna end well for you, Arbogast.
Bates?
Are you gonna snatch the key for number 1 and go check it yourself? Oh, dude, this is not gonna end well. Oh, isn't that nice and respectful? He took his hat off before he went in. Man, I really thought Marion was the hero of the story. I really did. Though it was very confusing. I was not expecting this whatsoever. I don't know how many times I can say that, but this is... My mind is so blown. Told you it wasn't gonna end well for you, Arbogast. Oh.
Patience doesn't run in my family, Sam. I'm going out there.
Arbogast
An
said...
hour or less.
It's a shame if she was that close. If Marion was this close to Sam, that she would stop at the Bates Motel. It's unfortunate. Yeah, another victim to add to the pile, huh? Yeah, Norman. It's getting away from you, isn't it? Just more and more people.
Sam, he called when he had nothing but a dissatisfied feeling. Don't you think he'd have called if he had anything at all?
That's a very good point, Lila.
Called us to say he was going to question Mrs. Bates.
Norman took a wife?
No, I don't think so. An old woman. His mother. Well, anyway...
Do they know that the mother is dead?
This fellow lives like a hermit. You must remember that bad business out there about 10 years ago.
Please.
What bad business? Do fill us in. I would love to.
Norman Bates's mother has been dead and buried in Green Lawn Cemetery for the past 10 years. Mrs. Bates poisoned this guy, then took a helping of the same stuff herself.
No, I very much doubt it. I think Norman had something to do with this. Yes, of course he found them. Because no one is going to take his mother away from him.
Are you sure you saw an old woman?
Yes, in the house behind the motel.
Well, if the woman up there is Mrs. Bates, who's that woman buried out in Green Lawn Cemetery?
It's a good question. And one that merits trying to answer. You know? You have two people who said they saw it. Maybe you should be a bit concerned. Maybe you should investigate.
This is my room and no one will drag me out of it. Least of all my big, bold son. In that dark, dank fruit cellar. No! You hid me there.
What's with this camera movement?
Now, don't you touch me. Don't! Norman!
I mean, he did say that his hobby... There you go.
Put me down. I can walk.
He did say his hobby was taxidermy. So, you know...
We're going to register as man and wife. We're going to get shown to a cabin. And then we're going to search every inch of the place, inside and out.
That's a solid plan. Oh, you creepy bastard. Like, you know the type of serial killer who was like the TV show Dexter. Or, I don't know if it's Ted Bundy I'm thinking about. The kind of person who, when they find out, everyone says, like, I never could have imagined something like this. He was so normal, or whatever.
You check in any other place in this country without bags and you have to pay in advance.
$10.
Norman is suspicious.
There must be some proof that exists now. Something that proves he got that money away from Marion.
Yeah.
Arbogast. He liked me, Sam. Or he felt sorry for me, and he was...
I'm wondering, I'm trying to think of if she left any evidence. It's good that there are finally two of them. Maybe the toilet. She tried to flush the paper. She tried to flush. Maybe it didn't work. That's the only thing I can think of. Unless there's bloodstains left somewhere.
It's figuring. It didn't get washed down. Look, some figure has been added to or subtracted from 40,000.
Yes!
don't like you going to that house alone.
I can handle a sick old woman.
All right, I'll find Bates and keep him occupied.
I feel so smart that I remembered the paper she wrote.
You looking for me?
Hey, dude.
Just thought I'd look you up and talk.
Good. You satisfied with your cabin?
You're very close to each other. Like, this is one of the clearest signs to show how old this movie is. Like, no doors are locked, ever. You know?
I thought it was the people who were alone most of the time who did all the talking when they got the chance. Here you are doing all the listening.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I do go on and on whenever I'm around people. It's a very, very ornate house, this.
I think if you saw a chance to get out from under, you'd unload this place.
This place? This place happens to be my only world.
What's this? That looks like that looks like a cell almost. Yeah, this is Norman's room.
I bet your mother knows where the money is and what you did to get it. I think she'll tell us.
Where's that girl you came here with?
Oh. Oh, Sam, you clumsy ass. Didn't he put her in the cellar last time? I'm assuming cellar because she said damp and so on. Why not close the door after yourself? Be quiet now. Oh, Lila. Lila. She's gonna scream, isn't she? Lucky is a big strong man, Sam. Oh my goodness. Norma and Norman, because you're so normal. So normal it's scary.
I got the whole story, but not from Norman.
I got it from his mother. The other half has taken over. Probably for all time.
Oh my goodness.
You have to go back 10 years.
Yeah.
To the time when Norman murdered his mother and her lover.
That broke him.
So he began to think and speak for her. Give her half his life, so to speak. If he felt a strong attraction to any other woman, the mother's side of him would go wild.
Yeah.
He tried to be his mother. And, now he is.
Thank you. They'll put him away now, as I should have, years ago. I'll just sit here and be quiet, just in case they do suspect me.
Oh, he's so messed up.
I'm not even gonna swat that fly. I hope they are watching. They'll see. They'll see.
They'll all see.
Why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
Oh. Well done. Well done, I say. Well done, I say. That's, well, like, I'm fascinated by the human condition. Humanity in general. Or I'm fascinated by most things in the world, but when it comes to humans, it's also very fascinating to see not only the highs we can achieve, like the best among us, but also the worst among us, or the lowest among us. So I know about the story of Ed Gein. He was a farmer with a mother who was very overbearing. who did very, very horrible things to him. And basically like beat it into him that the lyrics to Mudvayne's Nothing to Gain include lines like, a little boy's best friend is always his mother, at least that's what she said. The life of a simple man taught that everyone else is dirty and life and love is meaningless. And it's much the same thing here, because Norman Bates is based on Ed Gein. So there's a lot of parallels. It's fascinating to see how low humans can go, because we've done some amazing things and some awesome things and some extremely horrible things. So I understand the fascination with serial killers. There's been so many like documentary series and shows on stuff like Netflix about it, and I understand that it's interesting to see how it can go so wrong. I felt some of the conversations slogged a bit. They were a bit slow. But in general, I really enjoyed the pacing. Like, as a whole. Like if you rewatch this movie, or you come in with the knowledge that Norman is a psycho, then, like, all the conversations mean something extra, you know? Like the one thing I noticed, like he mentioned about how Marion ate like a bird while being surrounded by stuffed birds. Like, that's, you're being a bit weird right now. Maybe it's also very different because of where we are in time. What I understand from things like this movie is that so much of pop culture is based on, or so much of our society is based on pop culture, and so much of pop culture is based on what came before it. One thing that I should watch is This Is Spinal Tap, and I know about Spinal Tap. It's a mockumentary, it's a pretend documentary about a rock band. And Spinal Tap is where the like This One Goes to 11 comes from, where they had drawn it on their amps or something, so it looked like it goes to 11, because normally they go from like 1 to 10 in volume, but they were one more, so they went to 11. Why I bring that up is because, like, how do you follow that up? You make one that goes to 12. And this is true for music. Like, I really enjoy extreme music. And like the things from the past that, like, Wasp or Kiss or Ozzy Osbourne or Alice Cooper, or before that Elvis and the Beatles, and before that jazz and like swing, and like all of these things go back to, like, it's a lot of one-upmanship. Like, if you want to be the most baddest, like if you want to play the fastest music of everyone, like Manowar, who are the loudest band in the world, famously. They've been in Guinness Book of World Records like twice for having the loudest shows. And then if you want to beat them, you have to be louder. Or if you are playing the most extreme music, and then some other group of people come along and say, we're going to play even more extreme music. And then some other band comes along and say, we're going to play that music but faster or heavier, like we're going to do it more extreme. We're going to do it more extreme. And it's like, and that goes through, that kind of sentiment holds true in many other areas of pop culture, or just like in general, in everything when it comes to art, in everything in human society. We're always like trying to do one better. Like, this is the most safe car, and now this car is even safer. Or this is the fastest car, and now this car is even faster. Like, we're constantly trying to improve. And you can make the argument that you can't improve culture because culture is... I don't know where I'm going with this, really. Culture is not, like, objective in that sense. As, like, a car can be faster or safer or have better gas mileage or whatever. But art is subjective. It's not objective. So it's hard for art to be better. But if you know what I mean, like, Psycho might have been really shocking for its time, the cultural landscape at the time, and cultural and societal. And then movie makers, filmmakers saw that and were like, I want to do it like that, but more extreme. And then movie makers saw that and thought, I'm going to go more extreme than that guy. And then it just keeps going this way. So that's why it's interesting to watch old movies like this. Because you get a glimpse at what the culture was like at a different time period. It's the same for music or paintings or poetry or literature or like any other art form. It holds true for all of them. So it's an interesting look into the past. So I don't know if this was controversial when it came out. The whole fact that he dressed up as a woman and killed people might have been a major scandal. Or like a major outrage, moral outrage at the time. The fact that the shower scene existed. Like, she was, like, you didn't see anything, really. But it was clear that she was almost naked, at least. She clearly had underwear on. You could see that. But, like, the suggestion is there. And that must have been quite scandalous for the time. Nowadays, I mean, with what we have nowadays, that's nothing. Yeah, it's interesting to get a window into the past in this way. Because this is such a famous movie. So I really enjoyed it. But I don't know if I received it appropriately. It was really good at having like an oppressive feeling. I really enjoyed, like, I think my favorite part was when she was leaving. Like the scene at the car dealership. I think that was like my favorite. The way she felt like the whole world was watching her. Like you could really get a sense for how heavy her guilty conscience was. You could really feel like how bad she felt. How guilty she felt. I really liked that. That was really good. Something that's also really hard when it comes to scary movies, per se, is that we always build it up more in our heads than, like the reality of it is often disappointing. You know, I wasn't disappointed, really, but that's a real fear that's present in many things. Like that, some things you don't know, you don't want to know what they're like, because that would lessen the impact of, like, what you build it up to be in your head might be bigger than what is shown to you at the end. And I thought they did a really good job with the prop of the mom, Norma. She looked really nice, really convincing. But then, what do I know? I haven't seen dead people. But she looked a lot like, it was convincing as like a mummy or such. A mummy of mummy. I was so surprised that the shower scene was the end of Marion. I was really surprised with the turn the movie took there. I did not see that coming. I thought that she would make it, she would survive, or like, I thought that she would be the one who unraveled the mystery, so to speak. That really came out of left field for me. In the end, we got a resolution. I like how they ended on pulling Marion's car out of the swamp. I enjoyed that. That was like very... We got some closure, at least. And Norman will face justice and so on. Which is nice, I guess. So, I mean, you can't really say that there was a happy ending. In a way, there was a happy ending. But people died still, so, you know. But all in all, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a good deal. And this is like in preparation for the Mel Brooks Hitchcock parody. I want to like watch some of the Hitchcock movies that he's parodying so I can understand it better, you know. Yeah, I enjoyed this one. See, here's the thing. I'm wondering how big a deal it is that I knew of the twist. The reveal of the twist came earlier than I thought it would. When the sheriff told Sam and Lila that Norman Bates' mother died 10 years ago. I didn't think it would come that early, really. I thought it would be dragged out further. But I wonder how much that affected my overall opinion of the movie. Like, as I was watching it, the fact that I knew that. Because, here's the thing, like, because culture, pop culture, or cultural expression in general, is affected by the cultural expression that precedes it, I don't think it would have been a big shock to find out. Like, because it's something that has been like done in so many other places because of this movie that influenced so many others. So I don't know how I would have found it shocking, because I think it is like you have to have, or you do need a good amount of the sensibilities of the time in order to have the reaction you're supposed to have, you know. So it's hard, but I enjoyed the movie. I did. So with that, I think I'm done. It's an interesting look. It's like going through a time machine. And I really enjoyed that. That was nice. So with that said, I'm done, yeah. So, in closing, leave a like if you enjoyed it. Drop your comments down below. This has been Grim Reactions. I've been Erik, and I thank you very, very much for joining me. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.